my mom made a doll, handmade doll, when already we are becoming adult. And she made a doll to one of my sisters and also me for a birthday present. And when I came here, United States, I was so stupid right now, I think. But in that time, I have to clean up my apartment. I throw it away. And when I realized that the handmade things are precious.
We got into making jewellery together just a couple of years after we met. And as time went on and we grew closer, we decided that at some point it would be best if we got married. And after that we started off making jewellery together and selling jewellery together. And it's nice because we have a very different style of working. We both make jewellery that's quite unique and has its own identity.
Already when I became like a teenager, I think I had a strong character and I didn't have any hesitate to show to everybody. But in a society, especially like a company, people don't like it. I think that's why I ran away from Japan, I guess. The handmade equal for me is you don't have money, that's why you have to handmade instead of buying it. So while I was in Japan, handmade wasn't a good impression in my life. Then I discovered the precious of handmade and the precious of one of a kind.
When we work very differently. I tend to construct things from the ground up, where I take elements and add to them and build them. So it's almost like I go from something flat to make a three-dimensional object. Hiroyo works almost in the reverse, where she works with a solid block and she looks for the shape in the solid block. So whereas I always say that I work by addition, Hiroyo works by subtraction, and it's a much different way of approaching design.
It's very interesting. Yeah, either the clients likes my design, or only Michael design. No mix together. And well, it's kind of normal because my design and Michael design are so different. And I said, Michael designs more rock and roll style, and that doesn't have in my design. I made the shape pebble band, and then I named it as a pebble because when I took a look at the all the way around, it's different shapes everywhere and never be the same. So I like the idea. It's like a same as a life. It's never be the same, but always rounding and always go over, or like you have to walk through it.
But the way Hiroyo designs is intuitive. It might be that she has the idea and that she will discover the piece through process rather than sitting and designing continuously until she finally has it refined. So she'll make stuff, some of it will be rejected, some of it will be kept, but it's generally a very intuitive thing where it's the process that she designs with. Now, the majority of work that I would actually make is very influenced, and I'd say that we play off of each other, is that a lot of it's influenced by a very minimal and clean approach to design, and I think the more that's what we're concentrating on is a degree of purity in the work and balance. And even though we come from a very different approach to it, I think that's maybe we both influence each other from that point of view, and that's what we're striving for. Now Hiroyo just says that I'm copying her, but that's not actually true.
Really?
I'm feeding off the influence.
That's a nice way to say that. Chiaki-san's ring is more subtle and sensitive. I think this is it.
Hiroyo and myself working together, we've managed to create something much bigger than we would have done individually. That by combining what we both do, it's grown really to, I think, much greater than we probably could have imagined that it would be when we started. Very, very fortunate that we are in a position that we don't have to produce massive quantities of our work. Wedding rings, engagement rings, as well as all of the other kinds of jewellery that we make. But if we're talking primarily really about the fact that we deal with so many people who are looking for the most important objects that they're ever going to wear in their lives, people have really responded well to the fact that when they walk through here, they really are dealing with the person who makes the work and who has a deep understanding of the work. So therefore it's going to mean more to them ultimately. And so it's nice because just about everything that we make then takes on a very special resonance.
Of course, making a wedding band and engagement rings, make each piece from my heart. I try to, because it's actually affecting the finishing. Then I try to be not machine, but like as a human being and as a person to make a personal thing. I try to be always like that. And I try to put my feelings toward the couples or toward the client. I feel really happy because I made a Brandon and Chiaki's ring make it very special and different from any the other people's. For casting came out, it looks really beautiful, and the sunburst on top on that makes much more beautiful. I'm just loving handmade. That's it.